Yes guys, welcome to a brand new video. My name is Conan and today I'm going to be answering a pretty frequently asked question that I get asked not just by you guys in the group, but just on social media in general, on my Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, of what my typical diet looks like. And so I used to make like a couple of years ago, I used to like literally show every single bite of food that I used to eat. But over time, just because it got kind of repetitive, I just kind of like swayed away from it. And then also like there's been a couple of reasons why I like don't tend to like share. I mean, I like to share recipe ideas. I like to share like sometimes certain meals that I eat, but I don't typically like sharing like an entire day of eating, or at least for myself, what that looks like. And now, before I kind of tell you guys why, just know that I don't think there's any issue with doing so because if you kind of view it the right way that I want you guys to view it as like, okay, this is just like some like a video of like this person showing some healthy meal ideas, some cool inspiration that maybe, hey, maybe I could try some of that meal, or maybe, hey, maybe I can try adding in some salt in my oatmeal that he typically likes doing, right? Like small little stuff like that, I think that's absolutely awesome. But where I think it starts to become an issue is when people look at their favorite fitness model or their fitness influencer, like their favorite bodybuilder, and they'll literally copy their exact diet, their exact calories, their exact macros. And that is where a lot of people kind of tend to go wrong because they look at, for example, let's say it's Chris Bumstead. They really want to look like this person, so they go on YouTube and they search up Chris Bumstead's diet, right? And it's like, well, depending on what stage in life he's in, whether he's trying to bulk up and gain more muscle or cut down and prep for his Olympia show, those two diets are going to be drastically different, right? Because his bulking diet may be up to 5,000 calories, whereas his prep diets, when he's like prepping for a bodybuilding show, maybe as little as 1,500 calories, right? So there's this two extremes, and it's like he still looks phenomenal in both dieting phases, right? But let's say you're a brand new beginner, and it's like you're really trying to like pack on muscle. If you're trying to follow Chris Bumstead's weight loss diet, cutting diet when he's prepping for his bodybuilding show, well, that's not going to serve you, right? Similarly speaking, like even if you guys did have the same goals of like, okay, you guys both wanted to compete for a bodybuilding show, he's competing right now and you're also competing. Like even with the same goals, your calories and macros are going to vary dramatically based on your age, your experience level, your height, and all these different factors kind of come into play, right? Your metabolism, how active you are throughout the day, how much cardio you're doing, your daily step count, all these things come into play and kind of like take into account like how many calories for you specifically for your goals should be eating, right? And so that's why I typically like to refrain from sharing like these specific details of like, oh, these are my exact calories, these are my exact macros, and these are the exact foods that I eat, right? Because I think oftentimes whenever people see that, and again, I don't think this is everyone, and especially people in this group right now. I think you guys kind of have a good understanding of like, okay, this is what this person needs. But I know with my goals, I have my own calories, I have my own macros, I have my own meal plan, and I have my own meals that I actually enjoy eating. But it's kind of cool to see someone else eat their food, for example, right? So I know most people have like kind of like that good mindset, but I do know there's a select few people, because that used to be myself, right? Where it's like when I first got into fitness, I was literally searching up like bodybuilding diet, and whoever will pop up, whoever looked the best, right? I'd literally just copy what they were eating, right? Because I was naive, I didn't know any better, and I did not see any results, right? If anything, I actually made worse progress because I followed someone else's protocol, someone else's diet. And so, like I mentioned, take your individual goals and needs in mind before you, again, try to copy someone else, right? So personal goals, meaning that your dietary goals, or at least my dietary goals, are tailored towards my specific fitness and health goals, right? Which may be completely different from yours, right? Like if I'm trying to like prepare for a marathon right now, like I probably need a lot more carbohydrates than some other person who's super sedentary and just wants to lose some body fat, right? So whether I'm aiming to build muscle, lose body fat, or maintain my current physique, my caloric intake and macronutrient distribution are customized to support those particular goals for myself, right? And then also unique requirements. Everyone has unique nutritional needs based on factors like I mentioned at the beginning, like your age, gender, body composition, metabolism, and activity level, right? So what may work for one person may not necessarily work for you, right? Because our bodies process and respond to foods, macronutrients differently person to person. And then last thing here is eating habits, right? This is another really big thing. So my eating habits are structured around my daily routine, my daily workouts, and my personal preferences. This means I may eat foods at different times in the day compared to someone else with a different lifestyle or schedule, right? So for example, I like doing intermittent fasting, right? And now I always say this in all my videos. It's not like I don't really preach this towards anyone. It's personal preference. I myself, I'm not a big breakfast eater, so the last thing I want to do as soon as I wake up is eat breakfast, right? And I also notice for myself that I actually enjoy eating larger meals in a shorter time frame, especially closer towards like the later part of the day, because that's when I notice then like my hunger tends to kick in a lot more, my cravings tend to kick in a lot more, and I'd so much rather save my calories for those times as opposed to eating breakfast when I'm not even hungry, when I know it's going to weigh me down as well, because I also feel cognitively, mentally a lot more focused, a lot more just sharp when I do my morning work in the morning in a fasted state, right? Whereas I know so many other people who literally feel the exact opposite. Like one of my close friends, he as soon as he wakes up, he eats a 1,000-calorie breakfast. Like he eats the majority of his calories as soon as he wakes up. But we both look amazing, right? So it's like, well, which one is like, who's wrong and who's right? Both of them are right for that individual person based on their preferences, right? So really figure out like based on your schedule, right? Like if you work night shifts, for example, it's like, well, yeah, you may have to eat at different times. If you work late at nights, then yeah, maybe you can try intermittent fasting. Like again, it doesn't really matter, right? Find what works best for you. And then lastly, as well, like food preferences, like the actual foods that you're eating. Like I love, like you guys will probably see a couple pictures. Like I love just like eating whole, natural, single ingredient foods. But at the same time, I also preach to you guys like, hey, have a healthy balance there. Like you can still indulge in your favorite junk foods, sweet foods. But like I genuinely like. I personally, like, I just enjoy eating like just boring foods like this. I enjoy eating my vegetables. I enjoy eating my protein, my avocados, my potatoes, right? It's like I enjoy eating this stuff. And you probably notice that I don't really eat like ice cream or donuts as much because I genuinely like I just don't want to, right? But I'm not telling you guys that you can't. It's like again, as long as you hit your calories and macros for you specifically, you can definitely go ahead and do that. But I personally like I would so much rather like for example eat this like a protein sludge with some apples. Like that's my desserts. Like I'm happy with that basically, right? So again, use the meals that you may see on social media and whenever I post them to the group as well as inspiration and not as like the limitation that, oh, I have to eat these meals in order to look like this person, right? So I encourage all of you watching this right now to use what you see from others, including myself, as a source of inspiration rather than a strict guide, right? So let's really focus on identifying what works best for you to help you achieve your health and fitness goals effectively the way you want it, right? With some of the meals that I eat, I obviously consume my protein powders and my supplements from my protein. And if you guys do want to save some money, or if you guys do want to try some of the supplements, my discount code Cohnan, actually for this specific week, I think until the end of May 2024, it'll actually be 50% off your entire order. So my go-tos are creatine, pre-workout as well from time to time. The shaker bottles, obviously nice to have like a water bottle on you, and then the protein powders. I take the vegan one, just kind of digest a bit better for me, but I have so many different to choose from. And then also when it comes to the meals, Flex Farm meals, I personally order like their protein sources, so I order like their chicken and their beef. I get a bunch of those delivered, and then I just kind of like add my own things to it. So for example, this is the beef one, and then I just add some vegetables, some potatoes and avocados. Making dinner so easy. Same thing here. I got the steak here with avocados and vegetables. Just makes eating your dinners or your lunches a lot easier. Discount code Cohnan to save 40% off your first order as well if you guys want to try some of that out. And then lastly, Stacy also asked in the group, would love to get your recipe for peanut butter banana chicken, right? It's not really a recipe, I'll be completely honest. It's literally the MyPro or the Flex Pro meals, the rotisserie chicken, right? Which if you actually go a bit closer, look into the macros, it has only 280 calories with 54 grams of protein, right? So that is a good quality, solid. And then what I do is I'll just microwave that on a plate, and then I'll just add 2 bananas, and then I'll add some salt, cinnamon, and peanut butter, right? Specifically, I do 32 grams of peanut butter, with just 2 tablespoons, dash of cinnamon and some salt, and that is it. Do not knock it till you try it. I know it looks really weird, sounds really weird. I'll be honest, my taste buds they kind of like need to get used to that, but I just love right now like the sweet and savory, and I'm at like probably a bit too much information, but I like to like chop the banana and then get a little bit of peanut butter and then a little bit of chicken all in the same bite, and then just eat it like that. And the sweet and salty I genuinely like. And if you do need some like new ideas, new inspirations. You also got the cookbook to look after, right? It's like the Barbarian Physique. We got the protein cookbook, the vegan cookbook, and the low carb cookbook as well. This recipe actually is found inside of the cookbook. It's not really a recipe, but yeah, that meal is actually found inside here. So if you guys do need some more inspiration, definitely go ahead and download this. This is in the guide section in the school community. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.